This is Barrett with Espresso Outlet, and today I want to show you how to change the heating element in a Kaleido Roaster. A few people that are considering purchasing this, they asked, it is an electric element, how easy is it to replace? So I wanted to go over that with you today. We have this Kaleido M1, and we're going to begin by loosening these thumb screws. This dust cover comes off and we can set that to the side. I will note this is not the power cord, this is the USB. So make sure that you are unplugged before doing this. Next, let's loosen this other thumb screw and this back cover will come off. And we can set that to the side. So this is your heating element. On the M1 there's a single. On the M2 there's, I believe, 3. And then on the M6, there's 3 larger ones, and on the M10, I believe there's 4. So you get larger heating elements and more of them the bigger that it goes. I would begin by loosening the terminals on your control board. And remove your cables. Next, you have some thumb screws. They can be a little bit difficult to get to. But loosen these thumb screws to remove the heating element holder from the roaster. Make sure to hang on to it. They can get pretty slippery. So, little brass thumb screw. And then we're going to pull our heating element out. So this is a carbon fiber heating element. It's very cool. But I want to note that you have a heating element holder. So you'll need a screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and we will begin by loosening this Phillips head screw. And we'll set that to the side. This piece right here can be a little bit difficult to get out, so if it's tight in yours, you might need some pliers to pull it out. And we'll set that to the side. I would recommend by straightening these wires out because you'll need to pull this metal holder off. We'll get a new heating element and we will reinstall it. So I want to show this has a tab, a little metal tab, and we want that to be on, let's see. We want that to be on the inside like this when we reinstall it. Also, there's kind of a notch. See how there's a bump there and on this side there's not? You'll want to make sure when you're installing your new element to align the notch. So start by fishing the wires through and let's see, which way does it need to go? We want to make it so that that notch slides through. Then we'll reinsert this little screw into the ceramic piece, followed by the other side on the back. You don't want to get this real tight, you just want it snug. Like I'm barely putting any pressure on it. And you want to make sure that your heating element is nice and aligned. So you can see, you can kind of straighten it out and make sure that it's nice and even on both sides and maybe give it just another little snug. Before we install it, take your wires and wrap them around a screwdriver. We want them kind of coiled up because we don't want them touching anything by accident. So let's coil them and we'll let them go. So to reinstall, I'm going to reinstall with the lettering upwards. Put it back into the roaster carefully. Try not to scratch the glass. We don't want it to get cracked or scratched because it could eventually break. And put this thumb screw back in. Make sure it's good and tight. On the larger roasters, there's more than one screw. So we have a white and a red, and you want to make sure to connect it to the right one. So in this case, the white connects on the left side, and we'll tighten it down. And the red connects on the right side. Again, don't over tighten these, because you don't want to break your circuit board. Make sure that all your wires are out of the way. You don't want them near the motor. You don't want them near this exhaust pipe. Take your rear cover, align it in these grooves on the bottom, and use one of the thumb screws to connect the rear cover back. To finish things off, let's take this last dust cover. You're going to lay it in the grooves and then slide it forward. So while you shouldn't have to change your element that often, it is a good idea to have one on hand and just know how easy it is to replace. So thanks for watching. If you have a roaster other than the M1, the steps are very similar. I'll try to cover maybe this M6 over here in the future and do a similar type video. It has 3 heating elements in it, so make sure to check back, and thank you for watching.